Welcome back, folks. We've got a real hot one coming up, as we can see from Cheese in Lethal Lava Land practicing. CLG's Cheese versus Blue Esports Paracusia. This should be a great one between two absolute titans, the older guard and the up-and-coming. This should be just such a great match. I'm Electric, and I'm joined in the booth yet again by Shantastic. How are you feeling before this race? As we can see, these guys 3rd and 4th on the leaderboard. Cheese, perfect win streak. Para, a couple of losses, but still managing to rack up a very healthy number of points. Don't think we're going to be seeing much of a lead change, but we could certainly see someone more heavily solidified in the standings.
Thanks, Electric. I am feeling great. I'm very excited. I don't think I've ever gotten to commentate this matchup before. It is one of the rivalries of the community for sure. Rivaled only by, I would say, like Cheese versus Punkation in many cases. Para is an undeniable rising star and still rising. He is a star, but he's still rising because he is continuing to grind a viable contender for the 138, even though he only has a 140, but he is at that caliber ready to start taking world records. So this is by no means a long shot of a matchup. This is a very close matchup, two of the most consistent players in the community. Very, very excited to see what happens here.
Yep. It looks like we'll be having to do a quick little reset. I think Cheese's timer stopped or something. Para with the cheeky wink at the camera earlier when he started his run.
It's me, Mario.
Of course, even in races, world record competitors are more likely to reset more often. And
we got Cheese showing off the CLG mug.
Amazing. Shantastic, not the only shill in this race. Shoutouts, of course, to Counterlogic Gaming, one of my favorite esports team repping North America since the days that esports has existed. I remember following them through Counter-Strike and League of Legends, some of the most legendary rosters in esports history, and now they are here in speedrunning. Certainly a great time to be a part of this community.
No doubt about that. Let's go ahead and see how this race starts out. Para notably doesn't own an English. I think they might be a little bit hard to come by in Australia. Not exactly sure, but gonna go ahead and just take the 3-second time loss compared to Cheese on the optimal English.
Hopefully not more than that. I would not be surprised to see Para do CCM17 even on Japanese cart. Not really a huge deal, of course. A 120 star veteran knows how not to get sound glitch.
So let's go ahead and see these bomb clips. Nice big bomb from Para. Very clean clip. And Cheese with the same.
Two of the best Mario 64 players in the game's history, and neither of them goes for Island Hop. Commentator already a little disappointed. Expect some carpetless jokes later on.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say a 12.6 for Para and a 12.6 for Cheese.
I'm gonna go ahead and go for dual 12.7s actually. Spicing things up with the Para taking a big bonk. Gonna be grabbing a 14 flat. That's actually still a good time with that bonk. Like it's hard to get that low of a time with the bonk involved.
Yeah, I would say kind of indicative that he probably would have gotten a 12.6. I think I can say that with 100% certainty. Because, well, there's no one to actually prove me wrong. Commentator baiting a visit from a parallel universe.
Let's go and see how it works.
We're going to see Canada's come out from both players first.
Texture setup from Para, full setup from Cheese.
Yeah, she's opting for the inferior setup.
Para unfortunately failing though, so he is actually going to lose a little bit of time compared to Cheese. I think that might go ahead and put Cheese in the lead. I mean, it was a faster setup, which I think cancels out a bit of the time loss, but even so, never want to end up missing Canados.
Does that count as a commentator curse where I said that sock folder is the inferior setup and immediately Para misses texture? It's like when I say that triple jump lava boost is objectively easier than long jump, and every time I say it, someone misses the triple jump setup.
Para though manages to get Canalus on the second.
Does pick it up. But she's definitely in the lead at this current moment. Not too much, only a few seconds. We've seen bigger leads coming out of Womp's Fortress, and she's going to be going for Pro Cycle. I'm going to bet you Para's going to do the same. So pretty clean coming out from both players. Both of them. Oh no, Para gets clipped though.
I think he actually meant to do that with the dive on that little slope there. I think it's a little bit more optimal. Although,
yeah, I feel like it makes you have to long jump there. You might be right. If he doesn't hit the peak of that jump, it could save time.
Yeah, I'm certainly no expert on that slope dive, so it very well could have slowed him down a bit, but still hitting that full Pro Cycle. Which, of course, is always nice to see.
Just means you can't miss any coins going forward, and Para not really used to missing coins. That's not really what he does.
She's ground pounding right beside the stone. Still maintaining that decent little bit of a lead. Now we just have to go ahead and do a little bit of cleanup in the stage, and we'll be well on our way into some more difficult movement.
Meanwhile, both players looking mighty professional and handsome on Facecam. Para, I am wondering if he actually moved to Los Angeles recently, because he is sporting a 5 o'clock shadow. Quite stylish.
And a lot more light in his room than we seem to have seen in the past.
For sure. Commentator taking this opportunity to focus group his time zone related jokes. Not well received.
I didn't even know that was the joke. I thought that the joke was like people in LA think that 5 o'clock shadows are a fashion statement. I just read way too far into it.
Clearly some issues with delivery being shown. Valuable polling information for commentator coming from co-commentator. But meanwhile, Para picking up that Womp's star, as did Cheese. Womp's block getting chipped off.
All right, now let's see how top of the fortress goes for both of them. Cheese is very nice.
Neither of these players doing the double jump strat.
Yeah, that strat is just wild.
She's with a cute little banister clip. Pretty standard. And Para doing rollout setups. Another 12.6 from Cheese. Let's see if Para can pick up that 12.6 as well. Ooh, gets a little caught up, snagged in that door, so it's going to be a 12.7. And I think we're about to see something real special in these players. Oh, grabbing the coins with your fingertips. Wow. Oh my god, I didn't think he was going to get that one.
Yeah, Cheese's flying is something else. He has such a great understanding of how Mario's hitbox interacts with him. You can see Para having to take like a more steep ascending arc in order to grab 3 and 4. Losing a little bit of time and then passing right over Oh, a second time. Is he going to be able to grab him on this attempt? Should be, yeah. Still has enough
fixes
fixes for at least one more.
Yeah, 3 to 6 were fairly optimized. Oh, gets the landing on the button. But you also saw him like forehead into 1 and 2. And it's funny because like his flying is fantastic. But just something else coming out from Cheese.
No doubt. Now, Cheese in Dark World working his way to a good shig. Perfectly pressed switch, of course.
Playing pretty safe on that Shig setup. This is definitely a Shigeru cycle, not going for Shia at all.
Yeah, no speed kick involved on the elevator or any of that other craziness.
And
Para, no box
doing...
rollout, interestingly. I mean, I can understand not going for Shia in a race, but I still feel like the box rollout is nice to use just to gain that little bit of extra time.
I definitely, especially in the spirit of like keeping your strats consistent so that you don't make mistakes on things that might seem easier but you're a little rusty. I'd say the rollout though, probably, especially when you're someone who runs 120 or a shorter category where you do LBLJ first and you're running Dark World at the start of the run, you're probably a little more comfortable doing that rollout because you have the kind of the safety of the reset where it's like, I'm only a minute and a half in, it doesn't really matter. When you're in the case of a marathon, you're probably a little more scared of dying than you would be with another strat that you're just as comfortable with.
Nice Bowser fights from both. We're not going to be moving into Sky Jump. Notably, I've heard around that Cheese has stated before this is one of the most difficult stars for him to learn to run. Oh, bonking against the door, just barely making his jump a little bit too low. So sliding off the banister instead of clearing it.
Unfamiliar inputs, for sure. Does do the speed kick there. I figure that timing takes a moment to soak in. Probably that's what he was talking about, was doing this as optimized as he could. She's not one to skimp on strats.
Pair with the awesome sliding movement there. A little bit faster. Beautiful
Cheese
from both.
For sure. If Cheese is not one to skimp on strats, Para is one to go full on face to the wall. Even for a race, for a strat he doesn't do in runs, he's just going to be like, nah, you know what? I'm going to do this. But also Para been running 120 stars, so probably used to that movement.
She's setting up for wall kicks. Doesn't get the dive, so nice little backup there. Extra kick on the end to make sure he doesn't fall in the snow. Pretty nicely executed for the initial flow. Oh, but Para misses the wall kick. Oh, man.
Pressing A, hardest part of the game.
It's that depth perception, man. It's really difficult to tell where Mario is in relation to that wall. You have to grind the heck out of that star in order to develop that sense of depth perception on that wall. Because it's just such a nondescript texture.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the reason I still have not learned backflip strat, because it's just mostly because I just don't have the I've lost the patience to go to practice ROM in CCM because it's a free level in my mind, so I never actually go into practice the backflip strat, which you kind of need to do. So like the depth perception never comes to me. But yeah, deceptively difficult to land that wall kick, especially because you can't spam A because you have to like you can't get a short hop wall kick. You have to get a proper full length wall kick in order to hit the platform.
Yeah. You can spam A if you want, but you end up having to do the backup movement after. It's still faster than the beginner movement, and it's much, much safer, but with a matchup like this, it's all or nothing pretty much. So both of them committing to CCM 17, of course. The double plus is going to be coming out. Let's see what form of plus Cheese ends up going for. I remember him saying before that he's much, much more consistent at the standard plus, and so he doesn't really see the 4-second time save from Tama is worth it.
If Cheese were running on JP, I would have the most 3000 IQ theory of Cheese didn't want to get the sound glitch. So he started the race with no sound so that he wouldn't get sound glitch.
This is big brain time.
The big brain. Get some 5 heads in chat for that. Looks like Para also cleaning up here with 1 more coin than Cheese had. So flexing a little bit. Ooh, Para missing the double jump ground pound.
And not too much time lost, but when he's already in this deficit to Cheese, it's not something you want to keep having to keep growing by accident. Cheese with that side flip wall kick, very cleanly executed.
Little swag ground pound from Paracusia. And Cheese having a little trouble here. Tries to go for long jump.
At least he didn't get bopped off the balcony, though. If you fall off the balcony while the boo is still there, it resets his hit counter, so you have to go through the entire fight again. At least if you spawn the star then fall off, you don't have to deal with the fight again, but that was certainly a bit scary.
Well, he came dang heckin' close to getting bopped off the edge, so that was real close. Just to clarify, Cheese does have probably does have in-game sound. It's just a broadcasting issue that we're having, so you're only going to get sound from Paracusia stream. And a quick rundown of sound glitch. Basically, what we're talking about is Paracusia is running on the Japanese version, and in the Japanese version, when you do the shifting Sandland secrets, the cutscene that spawns the 5th secret can trigger a glitch that turns off your sound and then crashes the game when you try to collect a star. The way to avoid that is basically the sound glitch gets affected when you try to move after the cutscene. So basically what you have to do is you have to press A or punch or something. Basically everyone presses A and does a little hop before trying to move Mario, and that is the best way to avoid the sound glitch, but every now and then you will get one of those, and it's going to end your 120 star run. Of course, it is one of the safety reasons that people don't run 70 star on the Japanese version. Of course, the US version is faster anyway, so if JP were faster, obviously they would run it on JP, but it's just one more reason since it is slower.
And so Cheese, very nice first plus, going on in for secret. And unlike his race with D whatever, getting a very solid secrets, not falling off the 2 platform prematurely. Or I think it was he didn't hit the 2 platform was the big problem. Para on his first attempt, let's see how it goes. Big bomb incoming. Beautiful double jump. Very nice.
He's doing inside the pyramid first. Shining inside. No, it's just inside the pyramid. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. I can't read Japanese.
Yeah, it's shining atop the pyramid is the one outside.
Yeah, and inside the
inside
pyramid.
Very creative naming scheme.
True. Inside the ancient pyramid. That's what I was missing. I was like, that's not enough. There's more.
Yeah, I honestly forgot there was another word too. The ancient is kind of self-explanatory. I mean, how many modern pyramids really are there that are made of like this yellow brick?
All right, moment of truth. Oh. Okay, he's good.
Nicely done.
I think what he did was he buffered the turn left so that he could just press B in neutral, and then he wouldn't lose any speed. I have never seen that before. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen, if that is what I'm seeing.
Pair with the left side pillar strat here. Nice fly guy kill there.
And she's finished up here. Para only a little bit behind him, thanks to a sad little CCM death.
Yeah, he's certainly making up that deficit pretty nicely, though.
Here we go!
He's working his way through reds. Let's hope the rest of LOL goes well. I'm kind of wondering what sort of lava boost strats we're going to end up seeing, because Cheese typically goes for that long jump strat for sure, but Pear, I've seen before, go for long jump, fail, go for pro, succeed. So I wonder if he's just going to cut out the middleman, go ahead and go for pro from the start. Puncation subscribing to the Global Speedrun Association channel. I think that is definitely deserving of some clocks, maybe even a couple dabs in the chat.
Yeah, Puncation, an up-and-coming runner in the community, has got himself a hefty couple of pretty decent times. Maybe a world record, or 4, or 5. Very cool to see. Shoutouts.
And the near synced long jump boost here, answering my question of which form they were going to go for. Nice pro ending, a little bit of an alternate ending between both sides. See, that's what I should have been focused on, figuring out the difference between. Those endings are distinctly different. I'm not imagining that.
And my point is, so I think I've got it. Basically, as you know, neither of these runners goes for the easiest version of anything, and they both did long jump wall boost. Ergo, long jump is not the easiest wall boost. Lawyer.
Oh my!
And
I'm just gonna leave the discussion at it's down to personal preference, because
Cheese
I
picks up
just
an extra couple of seconds just to point that out. He just is sure moving.
that was actually pretty wild to see. Like I honestly thought Para had like the slightly more optimal elevator. I think Cheese just ended up higher up on the pole. Kind of just goes to show just how slow the pole climbing is. Oh, Para having to take that ledge grab there. The long jump is still gonna be good though, and getting a ledge grab skip. Ooh.
Yeah, balances out his ledge grab skips.
Nice triple pulley kill.
Here we go!
And yeah, looks like we're going to be getting a Bully the Bullies coming out from Cheese here. Of course, commentator now realizing that the reason that Cheese seemed ahead was that he had obviously not done the longest star in the level quite yet.
That's really great that he was able to still get the triple bully kill despite that burn earlier, because when you spawn the bullies, just so like when you get to the platform the big bully is on, it spawns the other 3 and they start moving immediately. And I didn't think that he was going to be able to get over there in time to get a proper triple kill, but still able to manage it despite the slightly awkward setup.
Wait, when did you say they start moving?
It's like, I think either like as you're doing the long jump from the flame shooter, or once you actually hit the platform with the big bully on it. That's when you get close enough that they actually spawn.
Oh, I think there's basically a backup movement that allows you, just as long as you manage the aggro, because obviously they have an aggro range where they chase you, and if you just manage that, there's a slightly different input set.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's possible still to do it.
Oh, it's certainly still possible. It's just much more difficult than the standard triple. Because, like, in addition to the aggroing range, I think they have, like, a finite distance that they can run at you. Because, in particular, the one in the back can be an issue to hit if you take too long to move over there. Like, if you get a ledge grab on the metal grate, for instance.
For sure.
Nice chest
Cheese
from Cheese. Let's see.
Commentators' voices forming a standing wave, canceling the sound out from each other. Essentially saying the same thing, though. And I think Cheese does back sub in races. No, he looks like he's going for front sub.
Here we go!
Is he doing front right?
Let's see what he goes for. This could be a bit of an opening for Para. Para never seems to shy away from front. Let's see, very nicely done.
And very interesting. Paracusia opting for the harder strategy. Interesting.
Yeah, totally unexpected. This is
Who'd have thunk?
certainly not the playstyle we've expected.
And a front
Same
right from
camera
Para,
angle.
nice and clean.
Very nice. So Cheese, a quick little Manta Star ahead. Now moving on into Fire Sea. Let's see how this goes. Lava Boost is very vital. He does not want to give Para any sort of chance to maintain an edge. Or gain an edge, rather.
For sure. Obviously, I have immense trust in both of these performers.
Now, Cheese goes for the older box movement here. That'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Lava Boost is going to be a decent bit tighter for him. But his movement is still good. The triple is good. Oh, but barely hitting the very edge there. I think early Ellie's is still on the table. But
Oh, I
it'll be
think
close.
definitely. Just with good movement, looks like he's gonna get it, no problem. Yeah, Cheese with a little boomer movement there. Doesn't get punished for that, gets punished later on.
Fortunately, he didn't act. Oh, Para taking a big bonk though. His dive just angled too close to the hole.
Oh no, I think that's the end of early Ellie's.
Yeah, almost. He's still gonna have to re-trigger this platform, grab the coin, and then make his way back to the top.
Doesn't even get the wall kick. But, oh, nice little side foot wall kick there.
I think that wall kick was up for. Oh, he got there too early for the elevator. Oh man, she's taking a death though. Did he pick? Yeah, he picked up the star first at least. Let's see how
Okay.
confident he is in non-Red's movement here. Something that he probably doesn't deal with very often. I don't think that he runs 16 super often.
He's doing it, and he gets the pole clip.
Nice.
I think he's still gonna be ahead.
Yeah, Para's still having to wait out the cycle.
And he's still gonna have to get that start. Oh no, she's gonna make the cycle? He's not!
Oh man, this is falling apart in Fire Sea. Fire Sea doing what it does best.
That was such a good no reds from Cheese. He was a little late on that cycle. He should ordinarily, with good movement, be able to make... Oh no. He should double boost here.
Yeah, definitely. Much. Yeah, and so he is going to stay ahead of Para, but this race has tightened up considerably at this point. Let's see how far apart they are. Text box at about 07. So only like 2 to 3 seconds apart at this point. This is a very, very tight race.
Death in Fire Sea. Are you kidding me right now?
Hey, that ending is no joke. There are plenty of ways to take a death there, because typically the heart that you slap runs out before you actually hit the very end of that movement. Just very lucky that he actually grabbed the star.
Yeah, it's interesting because I guess he took fall damage or something. I missed the death, honestly. I'm not sure exactly how he died.
Yeah, same here, because it's so rare.
Yeah, I was like you grab the star and you're like, okay. I mean, I know you can die on ending. Like there's so many ways to die on ending. You don't hit the heart with enough rigor when you're getting a bad ending, and then you try to do the double boost, and then it's too late. And you're like, oh no, and you're doubting your entire life decisions. But picking up the star, it's just, hey, do a jump, do a rollout. Probably had like 1 health and did a long jump and overshot it and took some fall damage. I don't know. Double jump there.
She's very nice. Like I said, I think it was in the last race. Like, it still amazes me how many. Oh, Para. Oh, not quite getting the double. Trying for it though. More like a single cheeseburger with 2 slices of cheese. Just doesn't quite have the meat to it. Doesn't have the same ring.
Someone in the chat asking for us to confirm that the stream is indeed live. I regret to inform you that this is pre-recorded, unfortunately. The chat messages were given to us beforehand.
Yeah, the race itself is live. It's just the commentary itself.
Yeah,
pre-recorded,
just the
as
commentary.
always.
But the race is live. Cheese and Para are there in the booth.
Now,
in
Para
undisclosed
falling back
locations.
down after the coin ring, so having to take the side flip wall kick back up. Making a bunch of minor mistakes on Wet Dry Roll 100. Can't blame him. A lot of these techniques are fairly precise. At least the RNG has been pretty good to him so far. Still has his safety coin for the Chuckya.
Gives a swipe bola to that Chuckya. Maybe headed out. Very solid RNG for Para. Didn't even miss a coin, but
He's missing one of the final coins, unfortunately.
look at that RNG for Cheese.
Yeah, that is best case scenario stuff right there. That's incredible.
Here we go.
Oh, but okay, he only missed one coin there. It looked kind of like he'd missed two.
Did he miss one coin there?
Based on his coin count, yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's 8 coins here, right? Yeah. That looked exactly like 2 coins. That's scary.
Right? Like that's what I thought too. It wasn't until I saw the count that I was like, wait, no, he's fine. Oh, Para attempting the double jump kick. Not quite working out though. Just gonna go ahead and go with the standard triple instead. Let's see if this triple will work out for him though. Nice.
Triggering the cutscene without
That has
actually breaking the box.
Yeah, that has to be the most difficult awning wall kick in the game with that oblique angle you have to approach it from.
Oh, I totally agree. That triple jump wall kick, like every triple jump wall kick, I would say every single triple jump wall kick in the game except for TTC looks easier than it is. And then TTC, it looks a little harder than it is just because the things are moving and that can throw you off. But this is no exception. In fact, it's probably one of the 4 most difficult ones, next to maybe Breezeless, I would say.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
The next tier list from Denner. Do whatever's next.
Triple
tier
jump
list video
wall
is gonna
kick
be-
difficulties.
Yeah. S tier, Owless.
All right, Para with a nice shocking arrow lifts. Cheese with a little bit of an advantage heading into THI, but Secrets could certainly cut into his lead a little bit. Needs to make sure that Secret 3 goes very well. Let's see it happen. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit of an advantage Para can gain. That nice kick back up. Ooh, that slide. Wow.
Was that a Z press from him? Did he ground pound?
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't see Mario fold up, but he could have. Pair with the lag reduction. Much cleaner third secret. Oh, but not quite getting the mountain clip. Instead, going for a triple jump dive that doesn't quite connect. He's just going to go ahead and go around with the side flip. You don't realize it, but the slopes of the mountain are slightly different depending on the side. So that side flip doesn't work if you try it on that like slope facing the fourth secret, but if you try it on the slope directly to the right, it'll always work. It's kind of strange.
And she's picking up the top of the island star. And Para with some very cute triple jump action. Very much used to seeing side flips there.
Here we go.
And she's going to be plucking some plants.
You know, I kind of hate how it's called pluck the piranhas, but like Mario's not reaching down and pulling them up by the root. Like he's just kind of glossing over them with his booty. I don't really think that that's a plucking motion.
Oh, this is it's actually a nuance. So pluck, we've come to understand like through usage that pluck means to grab something and yank it out. Like you have to do the motion of yanking it out. But actually the classical definition of pluck just generally refers to kicking something in the face.
Oh,
So Mario's
I see.
kind of going for that classical English sort of definition.
Etymology is a beautiful thing, isn't it,
Yeah,
chat?
true. The evolution of language.
Let's see the breezeless attempt from Cheese. The wall kick. It's good. Nice. Very nice height.
Cheeseless.
Here we go.
That is picture perfect breezeless. No wonkiness at all with that attempt. It's always nice when on an attempt you can pretty well tell if they're going to hit it right as soon as they get the wall kick out. Let's see Parasite. I think he was a little too far to the right starting out.
Thirsty.
He didn't have enough height whenever he did that ground pound. It's like there's two things you're shooting for at the same time. You want to get to the point far enough close to the wall that Mario will be clipped in by the fence, but you also want to be high enough that while the clip happens, the floor pushes you up. Otherwise, what just happened to Para is pretty likely going to happen. It's always a shame to see when you accomplish one of those two goals, but not the other. It just looks so close.
Here we go.
So let's see these mountain clip stars now.
Clean mountain clip from Cheese. Going in for breathtaking view. Picks it up nice and clean. No firsties, no problem.
Pair with a very nice mountain clip, just barely skimming over the lower water.
Oh, decides not to kick. No kicking.
Yeah, I think backing it up that way, especially like as low as he was, is ultimately more optimal than trying to kick.
Here we go.
Let's see the second log wall kick from Cheese, and it's good. Nice.
And Cheese picks up the top of the mountain. Misses, doing a little monkey in the cage strats there.
Yeah, which that's actually fairly impressive. He was able to back it up like that because the slope is steep and slippery enough that you slide down very quickly if you miss
That's
the
a
trickle.
quick slide. I think that's lucky to bounce incline there.
I can definitely see that.
And Cheese going for the scarier looking version of the blast to the lonely mushroom.
Let's see these reds coming out from Para though. Nice speed. Ooh, that dive is super sick.
And he even does the rollout onto the last mushroom. Didn't even
Very
know that
nice
was a
wall
thing.
kicks there, and finishing off with the side flip wall kick. Did D whatever just take control of him? Like that was incredible.
Here we go.
Very nicely done. Cheese going on in for Snowman's head. Very clean.
Absolutely gorgeous reds from Paracusia. Meanwhile, Cheese cleaning up here in Snowman's Land.
Oh, Cheese misses that jump though. Like just jumps a little bit too late, I believe, or maybe too early, so he didn't have the speed to get across with the height. But either way, just not quite what he wanted to see.
In a subversion of expectations, goes whirling into the freezing pond. Gonna back it up nice and clean.
Let's see how Para can do this. Oh, misses the
no.
triple. Having a lot of trouble with triple jumps across both players' sides.
Still saving time over Cheese though.
Yeah, at least he managed to get over the slope. That can be pretty hard to back up because the spacing is a little bit weird to make sure that your triple jump lands on that slope like that.
Cheese meanwhile clearing the fourth hardest star in the game.
And the fastest, interestingly enough.
Very true.
Here we go.
Nice
Fastest-
bully dispatch.
Fastest outside of Rando.
Oh yeah, randomizer just... Oh, some star spawns can just be ridiculous.
I love. There's nothing. I feel like that is the closest I'll ever get to like a divine experience. It's when you spawn in Snowman's Land or in TTM and the star's right above your head. That's when you know you've seen the face of God. She's headed down here into basement.
Yeah, let's see this MIPS grab. If this isn't good, this could...
Oh,
okay,
punch
nice
grab.
punch grab. I'm sure Para will go for the same. That could have been a huge opening for Para, but geez, managing to keep the pesky wabbit in his hands.
And She's doing the second hardest star in the game.
Oh,
no,
Para.
Para! And he cannot back
Stopped
this
by the
up.
wall.
He
Oh,
has to get
bonks
this
before
bunny.
the dive can make contact. He's gonna be able. Oh, going too close to the wall this time around. Dives a little bit too soon.
He knows
Okay,
where
he's
to
finally
place.
got him in the safe spot, but oh man, the time loss.
That's going to be rough, but at least he has Hazy Maze Cave ahead of him, notoriously on the easier side of the run. Kind of the lull, the comic relief in Act 2, right before the tragedy hits its peak in Tippy.
No doubt there. A beautiful analogy.
And yeah, these guys are just cleaning house here in Hazy Maze Cave. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm playing Golf Clash toward a free subscription to the Speedrun channel, I see the beautiful scenery, all that green, and it makes me hungry for some heart-healthy vegetable food, such as Subway sandwiches. Twitch and Subway have partnered up, and if any cheer that you make, Subway will add an extra 10% onto that. So cheer those bits, get some free extra bit cheers thanks to Subway sandwiches.
I really didn't think I'd be hearing heart healthy and Subway in the same sentence on a GSA comms. I mean, it's better than like a double down chicken sandwich, but still.
Oh, see, I was raised vegetarian, so we did the Veggie Delight memes.
Oh boy.
Lovely. It was lovely. Honey oat bread. All right, I'm very defensive of Subway. Make sure you use the Subway emote when cheering. All right.
Yeah, 10% bonus bits. If you feel like being exceptionally generous and donating, say, $100, Subway will match with $10 in bits.
Subway can be very healthy. Just don't order the meatball marinara. This is
I'm all about that spicy Italian. It's like the cheapest thing on the menu, and like it does the job pretty well. It tastes pretty decent. Fills you up nice.
I'm a chicken teriyaki fan.
See, I just don't trust the chicken there, honestly. I probably shouldn't be saying things like that on a stream from a company that is being sponsored by Subway, aka Twitch.
It's
but
true.
yeah, I mean, it's
I'm sure no one has ever gotten away with criticizing Twitch or their sponsors on this platform before.
Danu with the 100-bit cheer. Thanks so much.
And Subway sandwiches with the 10 extra bits. So extra bits from subs and free subs here on the Speedrun channel. Just go to onyx.tv.
Cheese with a beautiful Lakitu bounce here. Going for that. Oh, but falls off the platform. How? How did that ledge grab? Oh, man.
A
The
novel
backup
approach.
from beyond the grave. Just insane. Very, very nice Reds as a backup here. At least he got the Lakitu bounce, so that should instill at least some confidence in his ability to do it again. Let's see what Para can potentially do with that minor time loss. Also going for the glitchy wall kick setup.
I'll definitely, like, obviously, it's very frustrating to hit Lakitu bounce and then fall down and have to back it
Para
up.
not quite getting high enough on the pole. Oh man, mistakes that we almost never see.
Yeah, I mean, with Cheese, at least you can understand because he was going for a slightly harder strategy, which still is pretty free, which is that you use the glitchy, like you run between the surfaces, and that allows you to pick up a free double jump, and it's a little bit faster. And so a little control stick error causes him to fall off. But with Para, that's just kind of part and parcel of the start. Very unfortunate for him to miss that pole.
Yeah, just trying to go too fast ultimately. We've got a left side tricky coming out from Cheese. Meanwhile, Para with the right side tricky, much more traditional. Nice rollout over the flame shooter. That rollout is a lot more difficult than it looks. Para diving right under the star, fortunately stays on the platform. Could have been
seeing
bad.
runners die left and right to that miss. Good on Para to do that DI.
Fanta TV with 112 bits. Thank you. Cheese with that more traditional, still difficult, but not quite as daunting lower side strat for swinging in the breeze.
Fanta dabbing on us a little bit, saying, you know what, I'll add in the 10 bits and use whatever the heck emote I want.
Here we go!
Para gets Lakitu bounce this try, still has to do swinging himself. But now Cheese working his way through reds first, one of the few runners that decides to start out TTC with probably a star.
Much like Fetch. TTC reds first. Never actually going to happen, but they will keep trying to push it anyway.
We got Para with the topside swing in the breeze strat.
And the double jump dive. Just gorgeous.
Beautiful. Also, shout outs to Fanta for another 200 bits on top of that previous donation. Wow.
Keeping that gold medal down on lockdown. And she's giving us a dance. I think that's about a 12% chance of that happening.
Para starting out 100 coin. Very nice. Skipping the ledge grab on that triple jump wall kick. See the blue switch press. It's good. Now the triple jump wall kick off that very thin up. Also good. Very, very clean execution so far. Let's see how he handles the danger zone. 60 to 80 coins.
Yeah, and I just like to point out. Yeah, I just like to a little bit of dust coming out there, as Electric was about to say. Oh, there it is, and he does pick up that extra coin.
Very nice.
I just like to point out that I do pay attention to a lot of community feedback, and one of the big criticisms that has been leveled at me is that I don't really do much analysis, much like in-depth, proper dissecting. And I just like to point out here, and I like to buck that trend by saying that Paracusia is pretty good at this game.
That is, I never would have been able to come up with that. That is very, very astute observation and decomposition there. I feel like we all know the game better for that statement.
Always glad to contribute.
Para with a very, very nice pendulum strat. He knows exactly where that pendulum is on its cycle. He's able to account for it very, very well.
And she's just barely hitting that still time there. And going to be going in here for a TTC 100 of his own. Doing the safety coin. Gets the ledge grab skip, and yeah, I am a fan of the safety coin, like you said in the last race. It just makes things safer, honestly. If you miss some random box RNG boo hockey, you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to back it up. Makes life much easier, and not much of a time loss in the scope of the marathon. Oh no!
She's long jumping under the platform though. Oh man. That's why I definitely prefer the strat that I think he's probably gonna go for. Yeah, it looks daunting, but it's honestly so much easier.
Oh, the long jump wall kick? Yeah, that is so free. But especially because of the camera angles that you have, heck yes, it's way free. She's looking at the cameras a little bit. Did you see that? Did you guys see that?
Para with the double jump on his way up the time jumps. That's a pretty difficult side flip. Very, very nicely. Oh, but the early pound at the end, preventing me from fully saying that was nice execution. Just has one more star, but she's talking to Toad now. Heading on into bits. It is his race to lose at this point. He's in the driver's seat, trying to buckle that seatbelt and gun it down the highway, but one more course stands in his way.
And that is Jolly Roger Bay.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why I was expecting a serious answer there. Shoutouts to Jolly Roger Bay. I don't know when it stopped being included in 70 runs, but you were just too good for this world. You just had too
Yeah,
much
true.
lag, and your stars were too far out in the water.
You were the perfect RPG level
Here we go.
in a string of pearls game.
Cheese with moving right side. Let's see. Oh, but misses the wall kick.
Yeah, moving a little far there on the right side.
This is a lot closer now. I think one missed throw could potentially make the difference here. Might take two. Oh, it's definitely a one throw game at this point. Oh boy. Is Para about to hand Cheese his first loss in this season? Let's see. It's partially gonna come down to this.
Ooh, Para hits
Low
minimum.
ball kick. He gets the back up though. He's just gonna back. Okay, this is certainly a one throw game.
Now it is a one throw game for sure. I think 49's dead for Cheese. I think he still has a chance. Yeah, he definitely still has a chance.
First try moving wall kick for Para. Oh, but that
Still does
that
go
unintentional jump dive, it's gonna waste a little bit of time. Gonna have to take these elevators a bit slow and safe.
That was a beautiful start to that bit from Para, keeping it close. Beautiful ledge grab from Para,
Okay, that's
keeping it safe.
Cheese's first. Let's see. One. That's a miss! Oh
my
boy.
gosh.
And Bowser bounced around a little while too. That's gonna give Para some decent time. If Cheese misses one more, this could be Para's game. Para with his first throw. Cheese.
I'm not too
second
scared.
throw.
I've never known Cheese to miss throws.
One more throw to close out the. That's a miss. Para has his opening here. He could be handing him his first loss. That's it. Para defeats the undefeated. GG, low 50. And with that, Para is going to take 60 plus points away from this game. Potentially a flat 60. I'm not quite sure if this will be within 10 seconds.
Flat 60.
50-09 from Para. That's going to be flat 60.
50-17 from Cheese.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Two missed throws, failed right side twice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that handed Para this win against the undefeated Titan. Now, I believe Puncation is the only other undefeated player in the league. This is ridiculous. This is not the outcome many people expected, I'm sure. Oh, man, what a race. What an ending to this race.
Shoutouts to this, by the way, shoutouts to the Speedrun chatbot, because while everyone's kind of freaking out over how crazy and close, and it's like a stream of chat, and the Speedrun just pops in saying, log into Onyx to play Golf Clash. Fantastic taking control of the Speedrun chatbot. But, I mean, I'm just, sorry, I'm in disbelief. That was comic relief to, like, just kind of diffuse the tension that I'm feeling, because that was the most, oh my goodness, that was just masterful playing bits from Para.
This is why you never give up. Para repping the cat on stream. The reign of the dogs is over. For now, we've got this beautiful gray kitty. And joining us in the chat, Paracusia first. How are you feeling after that narrow win? That was incredible.
Yeah, that was really close.
Like, did you have the stream up? Like, were you aware how close the race was getting?
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching the whole time.
And Cheese, I mean, I so sorry about the throws. I mean, what's going through your head now?
Well, there's been so many races that have changed in like Bowser in the Sky, right? So like, I'm not really surprised. Bowser in the Sky is like, I mean, I still think it's pretty much like the hardest part, apart from Tippy. So like, I wasn't so surprised, especially since we were so close. So, I just messed up. I messed up at the end when I shouldn't have, and then I lost because of it. It was like I went in the sky knowing that there was no way that there's no how do I say it? I knew I didn't win yet. It's not like, oh, I'm ahead going in bits. Everyone knows by now after season 1 and stuff that it's never over till it's over. So like I went to the bits saying, okay, well, I'm ahead, but it doesn't mean I won, obviously. So yeah, bits is hard, and then I just couldn't keep it together.
Yeah, I think we were both like super spaghetti this entire race. It was just, yeah, I don't know. Especially me. I throughout the entire race, I mean, I made like way more mistakes. I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like I actually played well, but like the huge mistake was dying at the end of Fire Sea, which lost me a minute and something. But I played well.
That was big.
I
That
played
was
well,
like,
but then yeah.
yeah, that was the one big lead that you had, was going into Fire Sea. But other than that, the race was super close. I know there were like little mistakes happening here and there. It seemed to be happening around like at the same time.
Yeah. But
For
overall,
sure.
I think I played well, and then bits happened. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I mean, this is
It's
just
gonna
more
be
exciting. Yeah, it's exciting though. Like people taking the lead at the end in throws. I've seen at least like 5 races now in just this league so far that's happened. So now it's happened to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's so exciting.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Just walk us through one thing. I noticed that like in TTC you had that moment where you did like the optimal movement, and then you hit what seemed like an invisible ceiling and wound up long jumping off the edge, and then you decided to do the regular long jump wall kick. Is there like a thought process you have for deciding whether to take the same strat again or go for like the easier strat? Because I know a lot of runners will just say, just stick to what you know. Do you have like a thought process, or just by instinct?
Well, it's not only that, but Mario 64 tends to have muscle memory comfort zones. I don't know if Para could like, well, I need to explain myself first, but Para might understand what I'm saying. Like when you're so used to practicing a certain movement set, right? In a star like TTC 100 especially, you're accustomed to a certain path that you take. So every time something deviates from that path, you tend to want to play safe. Or else, like if there's a difficult strat that you're used to doing on a specific path, and then let's say something stupid like that happens, and then you have to climb back up, and then the situation is a bit different. So your position might be different, your angle might be different. So odds are you might mess up the hard strat because it's not the same angle or something. So you just take the safe way out, especially if it barely loses any time. But when you're not used to backup stuff, you just tend to play it safe in a race, especially.
it's the same for the opposite as well. If you like do something stupid with a safe strat, you'll go for like the harder strat next, and then you'll like that's happened to me a couple times.
No, I've seen multiple times where you go for safe pitiless and then have to back it up with Tama.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, congrats to both of you. Cheese, you're going to lock in 30, the maximum, that is 30 points, and Para picking up the win with 6. And thanks to both of you for the interview, and congrats.
Thanks. Congrats.
So yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, I just gotta say, like, this close of a finish from 3 and 4 together, like you couldn't ask for a closer matchup. This was incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm
So
excited to
true.
see what happens.
Well, don't go anywhere, folks. We've got one last Mario 64 race tonight. Heisenberger versus Benji 64. We'll be starting that up in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. But for now, I'm Electric, joined in the booth by Shantastic. God, this was an incredible race, and I'm glad you're here with me for it.
Me too, buddy. It's been quite a ride, and we've got more action coming up for you.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.